All right, I think we are ready to begin. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Aguilar, MOLAA's volunteer manager, and on behalf of the rest of the staff, I would like to welcome you to the inaugural event of MOLAA's first Asian Pacific Islander Latinx Festival. Through this festival, we explore instances of cultural synthesis between Asian Pacific Islander and Latinx communities in the US and throughout Latin America, examining these narratives throughout the month of May. We are especially grateful for the programmatic support we have received from our festival partners, the Japanese American National Museum and the Pacific Island Ethnic Art Museum. MOLAA also counts on the support of the Robert Gumbiner Foundation, the Arts Council of Long Beach, and the City of Long Beach. We are excited today to present today's program, Pláticas, Poéticas, Mauli, Ola-Tula, with artist Gloria Elisa Margarita Sánchez. Gloria is a Chicano-Filipina artist who works in painting, weaving, sculpture, and mixed media. Her use of everyday material invoked the Chicanx concept of rascuache, which signifies a resourceful working class sensibility. Hair is a potent material for the artist who describes its capacity to hold memories and trauma. Gloria makes art as a form of resilience and therapy to process painful experiences. Sanchez received a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Drawing and Painting from the California State University Long Beach in 2014. She works, teaches, and resides in the harbor area of Los Angeles. We also have Ciana, Anita, Kalokomaika'imaikalanimai. Ciana thrives as a Chicane-Hawaiian Korean author, educator, artist, performer, and special events coordinator out of Bumvuga, Long Beach, California. They hold a bachelor's degree in arts education and are currently enrolled in the WISC Waldorf Teacher Training Program. Earning an arts education degree from California State University, Long Beach supported them becoming trained in the many modalities and mediums of artistic process paired with a strong foundation in educational philosophy. As an educator, they are enlivened by the process of guiding others towards self-actualization through structured skill development, dynamic collaboration, resonant encouragement, and personal catharsis. Ciana is an advocate of public, participatory, and accessible art experience with affirmed diversity of representation. They are pursued facilitating art walks, installation of murals, exhibitions, shows through Tongva counties. Thank you so much, and I present to you our artists tonight. Thank you.
Pláticas, Poéticas, Mauli, Ola-Tula, healing story, thoughts pouring through waters, cooling down, poisons oozing, bemusing, confusing the slime with my divine, taking time, honoring our pasts and paths. None was mistaken. All is with purpose. Graceful leaps into courageous flowering, lifting all burdens and pain we've carried on our hearts and shoulders. Light as a feather, glowing our grandmother's prayers through the skies.
Pláticas, Poéticas, Mauli, Ola-Tula. In communion and refuge. Through thick and thin air, words in balance, rhythmic, forthcoming, but in humility, we share our truths, creating brave space together, move our hands to create a place, to imbue together, weaving intonations of new healing, flowing with ancient to current rituals, unveiling, composting, catalyzing new rhythms of growing. Eho mai, eho mai, kaike mai, kaike mai, ona meia, ona meia, una no e au. Una no e au, ona mele e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai, e ho mai. Eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, kaike mai, kaike mai. Ona meia, ona meia, una no e au, una no e au, ona mele e ho mai. Eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, eho mai, eho mai. Kaike mai, kaike mai, ona meia, ona meia, una no e au, una Ona no e au.
Ona mele e.
Ona mele e.
E ho mai.
E o mai.
E ho mai.
E o mai.
E ho mai.
E ho mai.
E ho mai.
E ho mai.
Kai ke mai.
Kai ke mai.
Ona meia.
Ona meia.
Una no e au.
Una no e au.
Ona mele e.
Ona mele e.
E ho mai.
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 Thank you so much for joining us today for Pláticas, Poéticas.
Mauli, Ola-Tula.
My name is Ciana, Anita, Kalokomaika'imaikalanimai.
My name is Gloria Margarita Sánchez.
And we are so honored to be invited to represent Latinx, Asian, Pacific Islander identifying, non-binary and head and diverse folks. We give thanks to
The Tongva Nation. We sit near the village, sacred village of Kovangna. We want to give thanks to the Tongva as the first stewards of this land, with respect, with love, with gratitude for letting us all thrive and survive on their lands. For myself, I identify as Chicana Pinay. My ancestors come from Chihuahua, northern Mexico, and I identify as Mexica and Raramuri descendant. And my mom's side is from the Philippines, from the islands of Luzon and the Visayas. And I identify as a descendant of the Tagalogs and Visayas.
Yes, and I identify as Mexican on my mother's side from San Luis Potosí, Mexico. First generation born of immigrants on her side of the family. My father's side, I identify as Hawaiian, Korean, and Irish. And I give thanks for the opportunity to have been raised with mixed identities and culture. My pronouns are she, they. In Hawaiian, a two-spirit or non-binary person is called mahu. So I embody that term in how I present as an educator and as an artist in space. And yeah, and it feels really beautiful to get to be acknowledged for being mixed race, mixed culture, POC, femme presenting individuals, especially by MOLAA. Thank you so much for inviting us on this platform to be recognized.
Salamat. Gracias.
Yeah, we're looking forward to telling you about our artwork as individuals and as collaborators. We'll each share about our biography and the work that we do in communities. So I'd love for you to share about your work, Gloria.
Okay. Well, currently, I organize with Ciana and a lot of great people in the organization, FA4 Collective. We're all mostly alumni from Cal State Long Beach, aka Cal State Pomona, because that's the land there, sacred site is there. I am an artist, I teach, I also do community organizing. I'm on the core committee of the Many Winters Elders Gathering, which takes place on Tongva land also at Chewingna, which is also known as Angels Gate Cultural Center in San Pedro. And I'm also an affiliate with Language. I help out. I'm gonna curate a show with them next year. It's the 20-year anniversary show that'll take place at Angels Gate Cultural Center. So feeling really excited for that and other projects to come.
Yes, I love getting to organize with Gloria and the collective that is our one of our lifelong commitments, our passion projects, FA4 Arts Collective, an informal artist association, creating opportunities for representation and access to professional art spaces, to expression. I love organizing with Gloria, and we have a core team that we work with a diversity of artists out of Tongva counties and folks who have also gone on and moved to different states and spaces. I am honored to be an educator at Maple Village Waldorf School and also at Long Beach Senior Arts Colony. I find a deep sense of joy and purpose in creating space for young people and elders and folks of all ages to be seen and to be supported and to have educator voices around them that resonate through their reality with positivity and empowerment. I love getting to collaborate on different projects with folks and bringing mixed media art sculpture and expression, as well as fire flow arts and expression, and connecting to our truth through ceremony and through intentional creation and mindfulness and fun. So it's a joy to get to sit here with Gloria, who is a very inspiring sister in this lifetime that I get to thrive alongside in creating space with. We have some,
Don't make me cry. I feel really honored to collaborate with this person who I've known for many years. We went to school together. We were in the arts education department, and you know, certain people in this life just get you. And I feel like that. I feel like we have a really good, strong, natural connection, and I feel like, you know, we're able to be ourselves and collaborate together and share ideas and, you know, grow together, which is, it's really a blessing.
Yeah. Thank you. We have some artworks that we're looking forward to sharing with you guys. We give thanks to Arturo, our tech, Majestic Tech, who has organized our slideshow, and we're going to talk a little bit about each piece and our process through it. So this one's on you.
Okay, this is one of my first works with hair. I collected my hair during school when I was taking a weaving class, because my professor, Carol Shasta, and said, hey, you can collect your hair and spit it into yarn. And I started collecting this big bag, and it's, you know, kind of had a life of its own and started filtering itself. And I decided, hey, you know, this might be a fun, you know, material to work into like an installation, sculpture installation. So this one is called No Tocar Buhoko. And the title means don't touch my hair in Spanish and Tagalog, which is, you know, a representation of my background. And this speaks a lot about feeling exoticized as a culturally ambiguous person of Latina, Latinx, Chicanx, and Asian descent. I feel like that's something I've dealt with my whole life, and through our work, I'm able to process that and to show that it's not okay. You know, as we can see on this slide, there's a barrier, right? Because your hair is sacred. Your hair is an extension of your body, just as any other part of your body. People should not touch it unless it's, you know, they have permission. And I feel like that's something I've dealt with, having longer hair, or even, you know, just having any kind of hair, I guess. It doesn't have to be long or any style or type, but people feel entitled to pull your hair, to grab it, touch it without asking, and that's just a violation. So, and it's also inspired by this Solange song, because during that time, you know, I love her music, and that resonated with me, her message in that song, and I feel like a lot of people probably feel that too. So that's all I have to say about that one.
Yeah. On to the next one, por favor. Oh, this is a photograph of myself, all soggy. I was totally crying in this picture because I felt so immensely honored to create a mural with the senior art students that I teach at Long Beach Senior Arts Colony. I made a mixed media arts class there for the past 5.5 years or so, and I've really gotten to grow up with these elders as some of my very close allies and friends, and to be a part of their growth into their creative power. And this is a picture of myself with the woman, Alta Regalado, in the red, who is 102 years old. We painted a mural of her at Pan American Park. Myself, along with Alva McNeil, who's wearing the blue shirt, and we really got to portray Alta in a moment of power and creative expression. In the mural, she is dancing in a fully embroidered dress, and her silver hair is flowing, and we had the elder, Alva and I painted the foundation of this piece. And then we had our elder artists from the arts colony come and paint in the flowers and the movement of the color on her dress. And then I had the children from the school that I teach at come and add their handprints to the inside of the flowers. And so being able to create an intergenerational arts expression as the world was reopening. We did this in November, right as we started being allowed to re-enter public spaces together. There were a lot of precautions we had to take in order to keep folks separated and to keep folks safe, but we were still able to create this like 13-foot tall mural of this elder woman just in her joy and in her power. And she started learning how to dance folklorico when she was in her late 60s after her husband passed away, and had been very strong in keeping her back from existing in space and in her joy. And so being able to portray this elder woman who reclaimed her power and expressed her joy and was honored through this mural. We were sponsored by Scan Healthcare and Long Beach, our Arts Council for Long Beach. And it was just such a joy and an honor. It was so overwhelming because usually murals are like big mixers and people are coming in and out. We had to have very strong like timelines and timing for people to participate. But it was so beautiful to see how, even though we couldn't fully gather, even though we couldn't fully be together, we still created beauty and joy and honored the elder woman's body and joy. And yeah, and this was my most recent community project. Oh, and then here's another one with me. I thought it was going to be you next, Gloria, but oh, yes, perfect. I will talk about this as well. Again, this is I love to do honoring the entering a new life into this world through creating belly cast and ceremony of welcoming is so important. And there is so much ceremony and ritual expression that you can incorporate into just welcoming of life and passages of life. So getting to be an artist who also works with new mothers who are welcoming in a child in this time has been very special. Creating belly casts as a part of sacred feminine space and joy. So
I feel like that's really special in that it's so important for community to connect to each other, not just, don't just stick to people who look like you. That's how you learn and make bridges. And I feel like having that intergenerational work is so important, so essential. And I feel like being of many worlds, of mixed backgrounds, it just makes me feel like that kind of makes it easier in some ways, because you can kind of like traverse different languages and different I don't know, do you get what I'm saying? Like
we have, because we identify with so many cultural practices and differences, gender identity, that we're able to enter space very neutrally, because we're not fully claimed by the nationalism or the tradition of like one one space or one monoculture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And
yeah.
and this is also one of our collective members, the beautiful Jenny Aguirre. She just had her baby last year. Beautiful Elia.
Yeah, thank you. On to the next. Thank you, Arturo. Oh,
yay. So we have a piece, the artifact of this project we collaborated on for Ganas de Existir, which is a show I helped curate along with FA4 Collective at Angels Gate Cultural Center in 2019. The show ran from, I think, April till June, so it was nice. The summertime had a lot of programming to go along with it. And this piece, it manifested so organically. We were installing for a show I think in August of 2018 at Angel City Brewery with FA4 Collective. And Ciana and I were like, hey, let's go, go get lunch or go to the park and talk. So we went to the LA Historic Park and we just kind of like laid in the grass and caught up, and we just started talking about a lot of sensitive things that have happened to both of us, traumatic experiences from our youth, and kind of holding space for each other in that way, and in that park under those beautiful oak trees. And so we decided for Angels Gate, for Ganas de Existir, that we would collaborate on this. This is the first iteration of Pláticas, Poéticas, and it was a ritual for months, from winter to spring. It was really beautiful. We met every Sunday. We did collaborative poetry in the, what's it called, the exquisite corpse mode, where one person writes some, and then the next person starts off from the last line and continues, and then we pass it back and forth that way. So we compiled a lot of poems that way, along with working together, sewing these, embroidering these patches, and then also creating other parts to build this two-spirit form of duality, like a goddess figure. And we created an installation with it, representing both of us, representing our healing together, our holding space together as, our sisterhood.
Yeah, and Gloria really spearheaded that whole show. This is like just a collaborative art piece we did together, but she really held space for so many artists to be represented for their mixed identities, for their diverse mediums, performance, ceremony, sculpture, 2D works, prints, and I felt so honored to get to transform my trauma as a survivor alongside her and create this sculpture, because this kind of also was happening during the Me Too movement, and there was just so much like collectively coming to the surface that a lot of us have been processing, and I felt so like I could really channel my rage and my agony and my loss into a very intentional project that created beauty and ceremony and consistency of us meeting every week, every couple of weeks through the darkness of the season that we were in, with the goal of creating this larger project for many artists to come together and have an immersive experience of performance and installation. And this project really helped me to realize the power of making and creating to channel healing for yourself, and to take very abstract and convoluted and unresolved words and tensions in your body to create growth and pattern and rhythm, and to not always have to explain yourself or tell your story. It's okay to tell your story through repetition of braiding. We braided so much hair in this project. We sewed so many pieces on felt and sculptural objects that we combined, and really got to create a massive altar. And that was a manifestation of our journey toward reclaiming our divinity and our sovereignty over our bodies, and
connection to our ancestors too.
Yes.
I feel like that was a big part of it, part of the healing.
Yeah.
Connecting to like the sacred elements, connecting to nature, respecting those relatives, and having that, learning that reciprocity and respect. And nature truly does. I wholeheartedly believe that nature truly does help you heal. Oh, I'm gonna cry. But
Yeah.
I just want to say that a couple quotes that resonated with us is, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for, and caring for myself is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. That is a quote by, hopefully I said it right. It's a quote by Audre Lorde, and it's true. I think that really rings true during this pandemic we've gone through. We know this more than ever, that it's so important to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no.
That got me.
Yeah. And on to the next one. Por favor. Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
This was cool.
This is an installation from last year. It's called Convergence. I like to recycle parts from older works into newer works, because a lot of my artwork, I believe in that philosophy of respecting the stages of life of death, rebirth, birth, death, rebirth, in connection to like the cycles in nature. That helps me understand, and helps me deal with like things like grief or loss. A lot of my artwork I make because of that, along with connecting to my heritages and spirituality, and those beliefs. So this hand in there is actually part of our collaboration, Pláticas, Poéticas. And on this altar piece, it's outdoors, outdoor installation. And there are all the elements present. There's a crow feather, which is a bird that I connect with and which I hold in high respect, a bird I talk to, communicate with, sing to. There's also the mask that was on our collaboration. It's a molding of our face that we each made with plaster bandages. And it's sitting along hand-dyed fabric. There's bits of flowers, sweetgrass. And this work was actually made for Other Places Art Fair, which was facilitated by, the project was facilitated by Scream Queen, which is run by Chris Velasco and Dakota Newt. And our project was called Seven Wonders. So they invited all women identifying artists within the theme of witchcraft or, or ritual, curanderismo. Yeah, so that was for that project. And this is one of my somewhat newer works from last year. It's called Tonali, and that's a Nawa word for, it's a word that is reflective of your life source, which is believed to be on the top of your crown. It's connection to the sun. It's actually in the fontanelle area, which is like the soft spot of a baby's skull. And right here, it's kind of like in the shape of a sun, created with hojas de maíz, and along with those sheddings of snake skins, which for me, it's like these materials that are, dead, but it's representing rebirth, regeneration, and along with the hair that's kind of coiled and woven and braided through. The structure is made of bamboo. So a lot of the materials I choose to work with, those are my connections to my backgrounds. So a lot of it is a hybrid of, these materials that have a special meaning or symbolism in connection to my Chicana and Pinay heritage. And I want to personally dedicate this one to my friend Alex Cuevas, who just passed away. I've always called her the snake, and when I see this work, I always think of it, think of her, because that represents her, and she's in the ancestor realm right now, and yeah, I plan to make a sister piece for a show coming up next month at 10 Flats, curated by Narciso Martinez and facilitated by Luna Anais Gallery. It'll be a dual show with myself and Tita Whitney Leck. So this piece, along with a sister piece to that, in honor of my friend and my sister Alex, will be part of that show. Yeah. Was that it? Oh.
Yeah. So it's we have a video of our collaboration of the cyanotype that we have behind us. So we would love to watch with you guys and talk a little bit about how grounding into your body and moving with the space, connecting with your body,
we created a large scale altar there with some similar items that we have in the altar present today. Again, having the elements, fire, water, wind, air, fire, water, earth, and air. Sorry, brain fart. Okay, and you know, in ceremony, you typically call the directions. We're not doing that here, but that's part of it. You know, honoring like the north, south, east, and west, honoring the sky, honoring the earth, and here we're expressing movement together and preparing for our printing, our body printing.
Yeah, and we I've noticed that in working together, when we come together in space, we naturally begin to rearrange the objects around us, and we bring sacred objects with us that create the energy of the space that we wish to occupy and produce and be creative together. We bless the ground that we begin to grow our imagination out of, and have begun incorporating our bodies more, because we are spiritual beings having a physical experience, and we are bringing forth the messages and ancient wisdoms and new life in different ways. And I found that as an educator and as an artist, that as time passes, the longer we inhabit our bodies, the more separate in some ways we become from remembering and tuning into people around us in platonic and healthy, caring, healing ways and movement, because of how hypersexualized we can become in how we interact in space, and that there is a lot of power in reclaiming your identity through synchronizing your breath with somebody, through releasing with somebody the tensions of your day-to-day. We have so many responsibilities and pressures that begin to weigh us down, that inhibit the resonance of our spirit through our body, and we begin to accommodate that and to breathe and to stretch and to connect to another person is so important. Such a powerful reminder that you're still occupying space as a body that has a spirit that needs to be able to fully express through your physical. And so I feel so honored to get to do that for Gloria and I, to incorporate that more into our work and to inspire others as well to lay the sacred space for what you want to do. If you are experiencing blockages or challenges in being able to find the message that is within you, or to articulate the words, or to create the project or blueprint for how you want to actualize something, that to step away from the chatter of your mind and just be with your body and with your breath and with your movement and resonance, that you make so much more possible. And
And we literally made a blueprint.
Yeah, we did.
This is our cyanotype that we printed this day. That you might.
Yeah, they'll see it in a moment. We'll bring it down to the earth. And so this was, I've just been becoming introduced to doing cyanotypes with Gloria, and it's such an elemental process too of connecting to the sun. Essentially, you lay out this fabric I'm not really sure how it works. Can you talk a little bit about what you do?
So I use the pre-treated fabrics. They come in 8.5 by 11, as well as this size, which is 5 by 7 feet. And so traditionally cyanotype was used by botanists to document plant life in the wild. So you can use anything. You can use stencils that you make. You can use flowers. You can use your hands, your body. You can use shells. You can use see-through objects, which create a really cool effect. And you need to expose it to the sun at the brightest point in the day, which would be anywhere between like 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. You get the best direct sunlight at that point, and you need to expose it from anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes. And then right after, you need to soak it, and soak it for 5 minutes in cool water. And then once you see it hit the water, it kind of starts revealing the image. It's really mysterious too, because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And I found that really, really great, really fun to work with because of that.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, thank you so much to Gloria and Ciana for allowing us to be in this space and sharing your experience and your process with us. We are about 5 minutes before the hour, but we wanted to allow some time for our audience to ask questions. And we do have one in the chat. The question is, how has the pandemic impacted or influenced both your art how has the pandemic impacted or influenced both your art and your identity?
Well, I feel like I was forced to work with new material. That's how I started working with cyanotype. Our studio space was off limits for a while, so I kind of had to figure out what to work with at home, and I feel like it was great because it pushed you out of your comfort zone, and I always enjoy working with new materials or new modes of creating, so it was a good challenge. It was a good shift.
Yeah, I feel like my primary art project that is ongoing, or like my art or my primary expression, is being an educator. And so having to shift everything, all of my expression, to an online format, to Zoom and to video, really transformed my concept of my body. And I realized how much I rely on my body to create the container that we are all in while we are learning. And so having to become really creative in articulating myself through my words and through various processes to pedagogically meet the 1st through 8th grade games courses that I teach, and to meet these elders that I teach was it was so challenging. And I honestly felt like the first couple of months of being in quarantine was so much focus on just trying to figure out how to send your energy into all of these different homes at the same time so that we can unify our energy to move together or to work together. And I gained such an appreciation for and such a reverence for the time that I have with folks in person and in whatever format that I can reach them. And really a lot of, I guess I've changed a lot in that I can now like produce and light and manage and do all these administrative tasks that I would never have chosen to do had I had the option. And so like having to like overcome that resistance to show up for folks has been, yeah, I've learned a lot through that, and also through, yeah, slowing down everything. And really, I felt like we both like talked a lot about just like the importance of ceremony, self-care, and ritual. We realized that we're all moving at a breakneck speed, getting from one thing to the next, never home, never like checking in or tuning in with our bodies. And we really all had to do that. There's so much collective upheaval that I feel so honored to be like a part of as a gender diverse and cultural and heritage diverse person. Like it's such an honor to be a part of the transformation of this time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Thank you for both for sharing that. I know that we had definitely a shift in the way that we connect with our audiences, even here at the museum. So we can definitely feel that shift. But along that came with a set of new skills, right? So now we're kind of prepared for both. We have I think we're just about time, but maybe if you have time for this one more question,
Yeah.
audience, can you share more about the sacredness of hair?
Yeah, well, for me and my research as an artist, researching and digging into like my different cultures that I'm a part of, there's a reverence for hair. Like I said, that it's a literal extension of our body, extension of our nervous system. In particularly some Filipino native cultures, there's rituals where you save your hair, you save your loved one's hair who's passed away, as like a keepsake, as a way to, you know, put on their altar, or, you know, keep them alive. And I know within also with some Filipino native cultures, adornment of your hair and caring for your hair with oils, coconut oil, or other natural products, you know, adorning with flowers, crowns. And also, I feel like in a lot of First Nations from Turtle Island, hair is important. It's a reflection of your identity as well. It holds your memories, it holds who you are. And in reflection of, you know, what happened to First Nations people, my life partner is Lakota and Apache, and his ancestors were put through boarding schools where they were forced to cut their hair off and change their identity by the, you know, the Catholic school systems, by white supremacy institutions. So keeping your hair is resistance. Keeping your hair long is a reflection of, or like a way to stand back and reclaim that, you know, what was lost in that trauma, that traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, yes, go ahead, Ciana.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say in Hawaiian, Mexican culture, hair is also very tied to story and spiritual growth. So, yeah, and mourning, you know, like shaving your head when you're in mourning, or creating sacred objects out of hair to gift and to adorn sacred spaces. Thank you for these questions.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we do not have time for more questions for today, but I hope that our audiences enjoyed today's conversation and ceremony. I hope that you can join us for our upcoming events throughout the month of May. You can visit our website. There should be a link on the chat box where you can see what else is upcoming, and I hope that you can join us for those events. Thank you so much. I'm entirely proud of you both, and I hope to work with you and see you soon.
Thank you. I
Enjoy the
love
rest of your
you.
day. Bye. Love you, Gloria.
Thank you, being the
Thank
moderator.
you. Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you,
Thank you,
Arturo.
Arturo.
Thank you,
Gabriela.
Mola.
Thank you, Mola. Thank you, everyone, for being present and taking time to share space with us virtually.